What happens after Justice League members get into Brainiac's trap? Animation Rundown is here to answer your question with a recap of the second episode of Justice League's second season, Twilight Part 2. But before we get into the video, do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting movie recaps. Let us start now. The movie continues from where Superman, John Johns, and Hawkgirl have been tangled in Brainiac's plan. They realize that they can't control the Javelin anymore. Moving on its own, the Javelin takes the heroes to Brainiac's main hall, where they find Brainiac sitting on a throne. He invites Superman once again to join him in carrying out the legacy of Krypton. Upon Superman's utter refusal, the Brainiac is furious and attacks him. However, he proves to be no match for the three heroes at once, as they are able to destroy his body. But the heroes have no time to rejoice as they realize that Brainiac's programming is within the asteroid itself, and with his death, his voice echoes in the speakers, and a gang of robot bodies enters the hall through a door. Instead of lessening, problems have been escalated by the trio. Back in New Genesis, Orion comes to Highfather along with Batman, Wonder Woman, and Lytre, saying that they bear news from Apocalypse and the villainous Darkseid, as Highfather was just teaching a group of innocent children about how anything good takes time to bear, through gardening. He takes them outside afraid that the name Darkseid will scare them. Now that he is ready to listen, they tell him about the events happening in Darkseid, and Orion suggests that they should send an army to Darkseid and destroy him once and for all. Orion says that they can't break the treaty, and even though Darkseid is a big threat to the universe's peace, he remembers the sacrifice and pain from the previous war between the two worlds. Highfather is unable to make a decision that will help everyone, so he decided to go and take some advice from the source. Orion is told to wait and do nothing before he returns, and he has no choice but to accept it, although he is extremely angered by his decision. Meanwhile, back on Brainiac's asteroid, the Justice League members are trying their best to hold out against the Brainiac robot duplicates. This becomes the perfect moment for Darkseid to stab them in the back. He sneakily arrives at the place through a boom tube, and then he attacks the Justice League from behind when they are busy fighting the robot duplicates. Unfortunately, he takes down all three Justice League members, and he reveals that he had joined hands with Brainiac all along. At the same time in New Genesis, as they wait for the Highfather, Wonder Woman asks him about the Forager and Orion. Quickly dismisses them as bugs and unimportant beings. He also continues to say that was already going to attack Darkseid and finish him off even if the Highfather told him not to do so. Saying this, he flies through a boom tube and is followed by Wonder Woman and Batman. Batman shows his regrets about putting Superman in charge and asks Wonder Woman to hit him hard in the head if tries to put Superman in charge of a plan ever again. While they are at that, Darkseid is reminding Brainiac about their deal, where Darkseid will give Brainiac Superman, and in exchange for that, Apocalypse will be spared from Brainiac's wrath. Darkseid follows Brainiac into his central computer core and asks him why he wants Superman in the first place. Brainiac explains that he has reached the limits of his evolutionary line, and to further evolve, he needs the DNA of the last Kryptonian alive, which is Superman. As he busies himself in the process of extracting Superman's DNA, Darkseid cunningly keeps his mother box on Brainiac's central control console, leaving Brainiac with no choice but to serve Darkseid, even though he doesn't want to. Trying out his newfound tool, Darkseid takes a big step and orders Brainiac to start assimilating New Genesis. Returning to the throne room, Hawkgirl and John Johns finally gain consciousness and come to a realization that Darkseid has betrayed them. While they look for Superman, an idea suddenly registers in John Johns' head. He tells Hawkgirl that they can find information on Thanagar, Hawkgirl's home, somewhere in Brainiac's data tracks. However, Hawkgirl decides to take the sacrifice and says that Superman needs them more at the moment. Meanwhile, Batman, Orion, and Wonder Woman are nearing Brainiac's asteroid, as Orion's mother box says that they will find Darkseid inside it. Talking about Orion, his home place has become a mess, all thanks to Darkseid's attack. Seeing that this is a losing fight, Highfather orders the city to be evacuated, and the entire population tries to escape through escape pods, seeing their homes slowly nearing full destruction. At the same time interval, Hawkgirl and John finally arrive in the central core. Upon their presence, Darkseid orders a reluctant Brainiac to finish them off. The duo is attacked by Brainiac's drones, and John tries to defend himself and Hawkgirl by taking control of one of the drones and using it to destroy the others. They are almost overpowered by the drones. Orion, Batman, and Wonder Woman arrive just in time to save them. Orion immediately pounces at Darkseid while Batman and Wonder Woman try to help their fellow teammates. Without much thought, Batman smashes the console, which proves to work effectively as Superman is released. The drones are deactivated, and the assimilation of New Genesis has been stopped. Let us not forget that this action causes a critical system failure that will result in the destruction of the asteroid. The Justice League quickly flee for the Javelin, only to realize that Superman was not with them. Superman had stayed behind. Batman tells them to go on without him, and that he will come back to them with Superman. Somewhere else, Orion is battling Darkseid all on his own. Although Darkseid is impressed by his estranged son's combat skills, he shows no mercy to him and defeats him right before Superman enters the scene. Darkseid tries to escape from the explosion of the asteroid through Orion's mother box, but Superman smashes it and invites Darkseid to a final battle. Darkseid laughs at Superman's advance, but that doesn't faze Superman at all. He lunges at him and keeps on throwing mighty punches at Darkseid. When Darkseid tries to escape his grasp, he brings him into a chokehold. However, Darkseid is able to escape it by using his Omega beams and quickly starts punching Superman, making him fall to the ground. He mocks Superman and says that he needs another lesson in humility. After saying that, Darkseid grabs Superman and throws him onto a wall, causing a large hole in the wall. He then slaps him vigorously and strongly throws him to the ground. Darkseid then proceeds to stomp Superman's face further into the ground. But Superman comes back up by using his heat vision on Darkseid's feet, making him fall back, and before Darkseid could come back up properly, Superman quickly starts throwing more strong punches at him. And in the process of trying to defend himself, Darkseid is only able to land one punch on Superman. Taking revenge for that, Superman throws such a big punch that Darkseid shoots through the air and crashes into the upper wall, landing further back in a pile of bricks. Superman sees him use all of his strength trying to lift himself up and is just about to advance toward him before Batman arrives and interrupts him. When Batman tries to stop him from killing off Darkseid, Superman throws him into a wall and angrily shouts at him to get out of the place then and there. But as you might have guessed, this is not enough to stop Batman. Batman knows that Superman will not stop now, so he decided to take advantage of the mother box in his hand. He pounces at Superman and activates the mother box, taking Superman with him. In addition to that, the force of the mother box also carried Orion's body with them, leaving Darkseid stuck inside Brainiac's asteroid all alone. But even then, Darkseid is not rattled and calls Superman a loser, and with that, the asteroid explodes with a loud boom. They reunite with the Justice League along with Highfather and Lightray on New Genesis. Batman remarks that there is no possibility of either Brainiac or Darkseid surviving, but Superman has his own doubts about Darkseid, saying that there is still a possibility of Darkseid surviving the explosion. Aside from that, Lightray informs Highfather that is unable to find any other new gods, which makes Highfather fear that all is lost now. But before he could worry further, Forager arrives with a host of new gods who he had given shelter back when New Genesis was attacked. For the courage and kindness that he had shown, Highfather rewards Forager and promotes him to a higher social standing. The movie ends with John and Hawkgirl wondering whether Hawkgirl will ever find her home again. Well, that's all we have for you today. If you liked the video, do not forget to leave a thumbs up. See you in our next video.